All right. Party people in the place to be, vandals, and whatever else might be lurking out in the Canadian, or not Canadian, the Scottish wilderness. This is a brand new episode of Pink Spots, the short form version of Pink Buzz, where we talk about one awesome comic book. And tonight we're talking about one of our favorites from one of our favorite writers. Hey, Joe, who the fuck's this new guy with the beard, though? Like, I have no idea who this character to my right is, but. Um, New guy to the right. What are we talking about tonight, man? Like,
The amazing book by the amazing John Lees, and then Emily Was Gone, put out through Comics Tribe.
right. His most twisted and disturbing comic so far, in my opinion. And yeah, like Matt said, this is written by John Lees. It is drawn by Iain Laurie. It
Mhm.
is colored by Megan Wilson, and it is lettered by Colin Bell and published by Comics Tribe Comics. And Joey, since you're newish to the book, why don't you go ahead and start us out on just general interpretation? I mean, like, how does this book just affect a new reader?
Uh, from the story is disturbing, and then you go get Laurie's art, which just accompanies it perfect to set the mood, and it's twisted and it twists you as you're reading it. You get like this uneasy, like weird, like you almost feel like you're fucking going crazy when you read this book, like you're losing your mind. That's how well the story and the art accompany each other so well that it just draws you in and makes you feel kind of out of touch or like the characters are as they're going through this story. It's fantastic. It's the perfect like team up with Lee's, Laurie. I mean,
Yeah, because the
I
book
can
is
think of
because the book is
yeah,
so surreal and different that the
yeah.
art style just really fits it to a T. It's just trippy, you know what I mean? Like it's almost like it's this psychedelic grotesqueness to it.
It is like it just nailed it. It makes the story just hit so much harder. I find with the art, like, and and Laurie's been doing like these runs on Batman covers lately on social media that he's been posting that have been fantastic. Some of them have been like just phenomenal. Like I dig his stuff. It's grotesquely just like beautiful. Like I mean, if you like disturbing art, well then man, you guys should go check him out. Go follow him on social media because he posts something new every day. So go follow that guy on social media if you want to get a lot more of what he does. It's definitely worth checking him out.
Or you can just drop some acid or eat some mushrooms or something.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like,
That
I would like to see him do a Mandy comic. You know what I mean? Like, I
yeah
think he'd be like one of the
That'd fit
perfect
really
artists for
well.
it. Yeah.
yeah. Oh man, don't I would not recommend doing mushrooms and reading this book. 'Cause you might wake up in some fucking psych ward somewhere or something. Definitely no. Well, anyway, so the story. So basically, the story starts off. Does it start with the detective or the girl?
And starts with the detective. The girl comes to visit him.
Hmm.
That's
It
it. The
starts
girl
with
comes.
him and his nightmares,
Yeah,
though.
yeah. You see, he's a detective that's no longer on the force because he's had issues with what you think is a psychotic break where he sees things and he's like a recluse locked in his apartment, doesn't really go out or see anyone. And this girl shows up and knocks on the door, tells a story about how she lost her friend and they live on this island. And she tells him that the Bonnie Shaw took her friend away and she wants to hire him to come to the island and to help her find her friend and save her from Bonnie Shaw. And that's pretty much the summary of, and then he goes to the island and that's when all kinds of crazy shit happens. But before then, we get introduced to one other fucked up character whose name is Vin Eklund, who's like just a nasty piece of work, who's twisted as anyone could be. Like,
Yeah, he does
with,
odd jobs for
yeah,
like this kind of secretish organization that meets in this weird office building that has like this pneumatic tube, but it's like purple and it's covered in this nasty viscous material, and it kind of like poops out these blood-filled pneumatic tubes, and like that they open, and he gets his job descriptions from. So that's where like the David Lynch surrealism of the story really comes into play. I thought,
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Yeah, I think he works for basically like a loan shark place or something,
I
and
think he works for the devil, kind of, because he deals with you
It
know
was the devil, though.
no, I mean, like, he goes after he gets out of nowhere, he gets a job to go after this little girl who is working with the private detective to hunt down basically the Scottish boogeyman. And like in the middle of this folk horror nightmare, you have this weird hitman. So like, who would put him on that job? Like, I don't see a loan shark doing that. Like, we gotta find this girl fast. See, she gotta sleep with the fishes. Like, why? It'd
Yeah,
have to be the devil or something like that.
there's a lot of stuff that like just you don't get the answers to, and I just love to see him dive into this world a little bit more.
yeah, because like we were saying off air before, like if he did a prequel or something with the Vin character, that would definitely be an interesting kind of story on that whole like part of the story, like that organization, how it works, the like the seedy underbelly that like the underground, the black market he probably works around would be definitely a fun read for sure.
Yeah,
And they like don't answer a lot of questions about the weird nightmares that he has, because there's a huge part in the middle of the book where like he has this really vivid, really lovely dream about like this fox mask and like the woods and all this really really creepy monstrous shit. And it's very surreal. It's very, very disturbing, but you don't really get it, but you do, because it ties into the folklore of it. Because this book is steeped in actual Scottish folklore, which
right.
also is a really neat thing that John Lees tied to this masterpiece.
But I read, I don't know if it was in John Lee's newsletter he puts out Fridays, but the Bonnie Shaw is something he invented. It's not an actual real, I think, folklore. I think he took stories from folklore and created his own, like within like other stuff he's known. But I guess Bonnie Shaw itself is something that he invented. I think I remember reading that in his newsletter.
I don't remember
And
that newsletter.
no, I saw him. I read it somewhere. I'm not sure where, but I thought it was his newsletter, but it could have been something else.
Yeah.
But I like he definitely has something for characters with fox masks. Like he's got
definitely a
he's
fox
got
fetish going on,
yeah,
Johnny.
man. Like I don't know what that. I don't know. There must be something more to it. You
That's
got
what I
Dig.
thought too. Yeah, because when I read, this is the second book of his. I got this right after getting the first book of Sync, and yeah, as soon as I saw the Fox character in the dream, I was like, he's got to have a thing. He's that's a motif right there that the man likes to copy or repeat. I mean,
Should have maybe done some research and went and looked into that before we did the episode.
That would be professional. We don't do that here.
No, not professional at all. We gotta stay on brand.
Yeah, especially with me on an episode. We don't play that professional shit.
well, I
No,
think it's just something that he's into, because, like, when I think about Sync and I think about why a Arab would, or an Arabic military person would wear a fox mask, killing people in Scotland, there's no logical reason. Like, as far as I know, the fox doesn't really have a significance in Muslim culture. So I think it's just something that Lees is into. You know what I mean? It's a cool, and it's a cool look. I mean, you see Mr. Dig and you see the fox in this, and you're just like, man, that's creepy as hell. And and most of the time you should think, furry. What the fuck's that guy doing? Furry. But no, when you
maybe
see,
maybe there's like a group, like it's kind of like a group, like secret society type thing of these guys that maybe Lees will like go to it at one point and be like, "Look, Dig isn't alone. You have this guy, you have Dig, and maybe one day he'll put out a book about some secret fox badass killers, vigilante society. Where I don't know. You never know.
I, 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 I hope you get your shirt soon, Mel. And I gotta say, man, I am jealous as hell of that badass sync poster that you have, man. That thing it's just glorious.
It is glorious.
But we got a lot of our friends in the house, man. We got Elle, we got Mel, we got Devin Moon, which I haven't talked to him in a while, so it's good to see him up in here.
Mhm.
But back to the book. Basically, after you get to meet the hitman, you go to the island with Greg Heller and Fiona, the girl's name is, who kind of got him to go look for the Bonnie Swan. And when they get there, he's not a detective anymore. He used to be with the police, but he's no longer is, and he is worried that he's going to get in trouble because the girl is actually missing. So she's dressed up like this kind of weird mummy, but that hardly even matters because after they get there, they meet up with like this weird freak show that lives on this island that kind of introduces them to the kind of the weird folk lore, the folk creatures that take place in this book. And I'm not sure. This is when the book actually got scary for me. Like the gore and everything was pretty intense, but like when it got to the really weird characters, is this when the book really started freaking you guys out? Like this part, and then the meat packing plant really is when the book got to me physically. Like what about you guys?
Yeah, it was definitely it's more of an attest to Laurie's art, I think, more than anything. He's
Uh-huh.
definitely has a disturbing quality to it. Um, but I wouldn't say this book got to me until she finally finds her friend. That was like the darkest fucking shit that John
Oh
Lees has
yeah.
ever written.
Yeah,
And
this book does not end nice.
no. And I did not see that coming. Like
No.
Yeah.
it was, yeah, we'll get to that.
See, the part that got me was, man, Laurie draws some mean fucking old lady bush, man. Woo! That was some scary shit right there.
That was scary.
That was some freaky, scary shit right there, man.
The scariest part of the book.
Man, who knew? Like, her bush was black, but her hair was white. I thought, I don't know. I'm no expert on old lady bush.
We all know otherwise.
How did we get here?
Because
the
I'm
book.
back.
I
It's in
know.
the book, man. It's in the book. Well, we can ask the girls in the chat. They'd know more about how that works. Like, I mean, pubes go white, right, when you get older? I'm assuming.
I
Everything else
suppose.
is.
Like
Yeah. I'm not old enough yet. I haven't. I'll find out in another maybe 15 years.
Yeah, maybe another 15 minutes.
Shit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was the scary part for me anyway. No, but seriously, it was freaky.
Yeah, good call.
That was a freaky. And everything in this is freaky. Like you said, Laurie just has a knack for it.
We don't worry about flags here.
Yeah, no, they could flag us. They could flag us all they want.
Yeah.
I don't think I can get in trouble for showing art. I think you actually can get away with that on YouTube. Like that's the only kind of nudity you can show. But I don't have any panels.
No, because you had that one. Remember, you did that one with the shot from behind with
Oh, that was for the
the short
thumbnail.
yeah,
that
with
was
the
for,
short shorts, and there was a little too much butt cleavage for their liking.
yeah, but that was for the thumbnail. I don't think they would. If I flashed that picture in the middle of the video, I don't
During
think
the
they'd
live
pulled
stream?
it down. Yeah,
Okay. Nah. Yeah.
but
Mhm.
but
No, but
I don't have any pics from the book to show you, Ellie. I'm sorry.
yeah.
Especially of the bush. I wasn't planning for that to get brought up. So
See, these are things that we should definitely be prepared for, and it's why we're the most professional show that there is.
Hey, professionalism's overrated, man.
I agree.
yeah, I'd rather
Way
have fun.
overrated. There you go. This is what the show's about. Let's have some fun. No rules, man. No rules. What the fuck? There's too many rules. I wouldn't be here.
This is true.
But anyway, back to like the one of the disturbing parts though is the whole basement stuff where the husband
Mm,
who works at the meat plant, and then he's got that box and you don't know what's in the box, and it's like, what's in the box? And then
yeah, they did the
that
seven.
then you see like the fucking like band-aid on the back of his neck, and you're like, oh, there's something fucked up weird going on here.
Yeah,
And
and
that's
then he tells her that it wasn't just out of him.
Yeah.
yeah,
And then you
yeah,
see the bandage on the back of her neck too.
yeah, that's where it gets really creepy. You're like, ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you see it kind of like the meat plant. That whole, I don't know. Are we going to be professional, or can we talk about this shit?
Well, yeah,
Yep. Start talking.
yeah, it's just probably one of the few things that might actually have made me turn vegan if I actually thought that in any way this book could be based on reality, because it is probably like one of the foulest things I've ever seen related to like the meat industry in my life. It's basically like this just grotesque blobby Cthulhu thing that gives birth to these like little like Yugoth cultures. And but when you see the mother thing, that's basically the key, the heart of the plant that makes the rest of the meat. Oh, dude, it's a panel that you're not gonna forget.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Like, he's just fantastic because what's her name? It's Astrid, where she meets Bonnie, and she's talking to him. You see her bandages start coming loose, and they start coming off, and you
Mhm.
see like the boils and like her skin starting to. Oh, you just feel it. It's like, ugh. Gives you the
Yeah,
creepy crawlers. Your skin just crawls when you see that. It's like,
it's
blah,
cartoonish art, but it's grosser and it's more off-putting than if it was drawn photorealistically, in my opinion. Like it really does. Like as
I
far as the gore
definitely
stuff.
think that you'd get to, I don't know, it almost like obviously you'd get two different versions of the book, but it would just change it completely um, if it
Yeah,
was a different artist.
that
stupid
that
fucking light ring. There.
it's
Yeah,
being invaded.
yeah,
Yeah, that is what makes the meat. And
yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah. Reminds me of Justin Jordan's Spread a
the
little
good
bit.
call. Yeah. We'll find a picture of the bush really fast then, if you can pull that up.
Right. I mean,
That's
that's what everybody's here for.
but
Right. I think it's before that, right? Or is it after?
Oh, you'll know.
It's from a dream sequence, if I remember correctly, right?
Best dream ever.
Yeah, I guess. Talks amongst yourselves.
yeah, Mel agrees with you. She says the bandage is probably one of the best moments and creepiest moments in the book.
Yeah.
And Devin asks, and I'm going to let Matt answer this. What do you think was scarier, Matt, the bush or the infected creatures from the Crossed comics, Matt?
Oh, I don't know. It depends on which crossed, which writer, in my opinion. I'd
Let's go
say,
with Family Values, Book 2, David Lapham. That's probably the nastiest the Crost's ever been. Like
yeah,
usually the
I'd have
humans
to
are.
go with Lapham. That, goddamn, you can't get much more depraved than that arc. You just can't, and anything.
Yeah,
We
dude.
need to discuss that one of these days.
The Lapham crossed.
Hmm.
Either of the two books, the first two books he wrote, man, Family Values or Psychopath. But yeah,
Yeah.
as far that the one is about the monsters being the grossest thing possible, and the second one's about a human being worse than even the rape monsters. Of all right,
Wait, maybe if I wait a sec, I'll turn off my. I'll probably see it better like that, eh?
there you go.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like that scene in The Shining. I don't even like that movie, but when that thing comes out of the bathtub and comes after Jack Nicholson, that scares the hell out of me. Like that and the part with the dude and the bear. Or is
Yeah.
it a guy in a bear suit? Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think just the fact that her mascara's running from her crying or something.
No,
I don't know
that's
what the
not the
hell's going
scary
on.
part.
It just adds like little details like that. Just add to it where it's like, oh man, that's just
Oh, another thing it kind of reminds me of Evil Dead 2, the hey, I'll swallow your soul, I'll swallow your
Yeah.
soul lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah, you could. Yeah. Now everyone's gonna have awesome dreams tonight.
I hope so. I know I am.
Yeah. 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 Definitely. Like I didn't know what to expect reading this, and I actually found his art before I read this. I kind of was following him on Twitter, and he was doing like these versions of The Simpsons. He likes doing like taking these popular cartoons or characters and doing
Mhm.
his own version of it. And that's when I found him, was on Twitter. He was posting all these Simpsons things that he was doing, and I was like, this is just fucking wicked. And then when I picked this up, I was like, oh man, it's the same dude I've been following on Twitter that's just got this fucking grotesque, awesome style. And I right from the first page, I just ate it up. I loved it. Just loved it. Like I don't I it's not for everyone. That's I can definitely I'll give that to anyone who can't handle it, because people, it's disturbing, and a lot of people can't handle disturbing stuff. But if you like horror, and this is definitely, this artist Laurie is awesome. Like he just captures that vibe that just, it gets under your skin, his art, like especially if it's accompanied by this story that John Lees did. Like this one is fantastic, like I said before. And
Well, I think it's the surrealism that puts people off, the surreal side to the horror.
Yeah. But I mean, it grows on you, right? Like you're not supposed to be reading this and feel good and happy about it.
No.
It's supposed to get under your skin. It's supposed to make you feel like nauseous, uncomfortable. And I think it creates that right from the first panel because of his art, without even hitting any beats of the story yet. You right away you're like, ooh, this is not gonna be fun.
Right.
like we're in for one hell of a ride with this book,
I think he tries to make his art make you feel as uncomfortable as possible.
Mhm.
Like I think it's a purposeful thing that he does, and I think it works wonders, especially in a story like this, because like you said, right off the bat, you are uncomfortable looking at this art.
Yeah.
And it's like doing body horror without doing body horror. You know what I mean? Like his art itself is basically just straight up like body horror without actually having like angry like teeth coming out or tentacles, because of the way he draws. Like just when he draws a normal person, you're like, that's unsettling. He's just drawing a normal person. You know what I mean? It's like, damn. So yeah, it's
well, because his characters are grotesque. They're grotesque caricatures of people. You know what I mean? It's not like he draws like normal, nice-looking people. You see, even the little girl that he draws, she's got her teeth all hanging out and all the time, and braces and stuff. And they're just, you're looking at him, you're just like, God, that's ugly. But it's at the same time, there's like a beauty to it, in my opinion.
We got a Joe finger.
We're not saying that people with braces are ugly.
No.
That's not what we're saying here.
I am.
No, the person themselves aren't, but their teeth with the braces on them are. Like, oh my God, put those things away and keep your lip over them.
Those fucking chompers, man. Those
Stay
meat
away.
grinders. Yeah, keep those meat grinders away from me. Oh man, this is awesome.
I'm on the school bus going to school with the boys. That's what the Pink Buzz is all about.
Yeah,
the short bus.
What bus you think I rode, son? Of course,
we all did together.
The banana bus. But man, I was so tempted to pick the fucking the metal one in the from the Dig Kickstarter.
I
They put
wasn't
out.
paying $50
No,
for it.
I wasn't either. But man, it was tempting. I
Mhm.
thought about it for a quick second. I was like,
Yeah.
should I? And I was like, I can't.
I wish they'd do that cover that wasn't metal. You know what I mean? If they had a nice like
Right.
that, because I love that artwork. But yeah, 50
Yeah.
bucks is a little much. If they had like a regular version, variant for that, and they sold that cover for I don't know somewhere around even up to 15 bucks, I'd have bought it. But yeah,
Yeah.
Man, I like seeing as how gangbusters the Dig Kickstarter went,
hmm
and how popular like all the extras, like they even put out like the metal cover for, and then Emily was gone. Do you think they're gonna put out a Kickstarter to do like a collected edition hardcover for this? Do you? Because when we talked to John in the fall, wasn't too sure about it. He seemed like, like he was
Yeah.
basically what he said is, I'm talking to maybe the 5 only people who would buy it if we did Kickstarter.
I think his star is really on the rise. Like, dude, he is getting huge thanks to the AWA books that he's doing.
Yeah.
So, I think that maybe in a little while, maybe after Crimson Cage is collected and stuff like that, maybe he gets a little more hotel put out. People will be that into him where like they will check out anything that he put out. You know what I mean? Like how kind of me and like all I needed to read was Sync, and I was like, I need to get everything this guy wrote.
Same.
But other people need a little more reassurance. But I think that the hardcover that he was telling us about, that's going to have like this and have the quilt one shot and the zero issue added into it, all in one beautiful hardcover. That's something that I really can't wait to get my hands on, even though I have the original trade paperback, which is out of
Oh,
print, which
Yeah.
is a good sign, you know what I mean? And when he went to Thought Bubble after he talked to us, he sold every copy he brought with him of Emily Was Gone. And
Good.
partially because we promoted it so heavily on our show and stuff. So, yeah,
yeah, he
at least
actually
that's
in
what
his
he said.
newsletter. Yeah, he said
Yeah.
someone came in and said, "Oh, I heard about you on the Pink Buzz."
Yeah.
So that means some
Threw
people
that in
in.
his newsletter.
People
Yeah, he
listen
wrote
to
that.
us.
Yeah, at least one person.
Yeah.
It's the devil.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can still find this book in the wild. You can still get it used off of Amazon and stuff. So if you don't have this book already, like there are still ways to get a hold of it, and I can't recommend picking this up enough.
I think because Iain Laurie did a special. They did a special little run for what's the comic shop in England? There's this one shop where you could get like a special sketch cover and stuff, and I think they still had copies left there. Comics Go, is that it, or Comics? Anyway, I can't remember, but they seem to have some stock left of it, and I can't remember. It's one of the more. I think they won awards and stuff. Ah, fuck, I'd have to go look it up, but
What was the name of?
there's some comic shop in England. Anyway, they've won awards and stuff for anyway, and they had a promotion going on with Iain Laurie where he had done a special cover for them, signed, and you came with a print and everything if you ordered, and there was a limited number anyway. But I think they had regular copies left as well.
Was
So I
that
think
the
you
one that is it the same one that you got our coffin bound issues from, Joey, or was that Matt that got those?
no, that was
I
just
mean, not
through,
not I mean not coffin bound. I meant the pilots.
Oh, Homesick Pilots.
Yeah,
It
the
might have
didn't you?
been. Is it OK Comics?
Mm,
Yeah. Then
Yeah,
that's
because
it.
exactly.
I
Okay,
always see
that's
them
it.
on Twitter. I forgot the name of them,
Yeah,
but like they always have
yeah,
promotions like that
yeah.
going where they got
Yeah.
Okay,
writers and
yeah.
art.
Go check out OK Comics. You might be able to order it. The shipping might be a little more because it comes from England, but OK Comics you might be able to find copies there on their website. That's exactly a good call, Matt.
Yeah. And their shipping really isn't that bad.
No.
For coming from the UK.
Oh,
Yeah.
shipping from the UK is not bad at all. It's shipping from Canada that sucks. That's
Right. Thanks, fucking Joey. God damn.
What?
it's those damn truckers, man, in
Yeah.
Ottawa.
Canadian fucking truckers.
Not wanting to get vaccinated, wear masks because God forbid. You know.
Well, digital's good and everything, but like I don't know. This is a book in my opinion that you need to have on your shelf, especially if you call yourself a horror fan.
I went
Just saying.
digital as well. Don't worry, Mel. I bought it through Kindle.
You guys,
So
I don't want to hear about your fetishes, man. I went digital too, baby. Would you like to go digital? Let's do it. Let's do it digital. Yeah, buddy. With Iain
Uh,
Laurie art. That would be great. Seeing, I would like
that's
to see
right.
him draw you, Joey. Like that would be
Digital.
that'd be awesome. Having a, like Ian Laurie like drawing a Joe that we could use as your icon, all your teeth all hanging
Digital?
out and all. Oh, it would have to be, otherwise you couldn't put it up on the screen here. Like, or is that you just hold the drawing up the whole show? That would be awesome.
yeah. And I want pubes too.
You have them all over your face, so yeah, you'd probably have to
Yeah,
draw them.
Yep.
Hey,
And maybe one day you'll grow them down there, because if you want them so bad, just believe they'll grow.
if YouTube wasn't so
No,
conservative,
I want the drawing. I don't want the real thing. The drawing is much more impressive.
we could do the Pink Buzz goes nude, but I don't think they would let us air that one.
Yeah, our calendar coming 2023.
I'm gonna have to start working out.
I'm not. I'm gonna just let it all loose. That's right.
I'll let it loose, but I want to be at least a little bit presentable.
I'll let it
Just a
loose.
little.
Only a little bit before I go digital, though, man. Like right before I.
There, hey, digital man. People knock it, but it's helping the world get off, man.
It's true.
Hey, when I was a kid, there's no digital.
Yeah,
No.
and yeah, I used to see things in black and white back then before there was digital. But actually, it was kind of more pixelated when I was a kid. Like everything was pixelated. Like you could see the little dot matrix, like the old TVs.
Oh well,
But now,
it wasn't the blue, like the reverse, like negative. They used to do that for a while, but I was like, what are they thinking? Teenage kids don't give a shit if it's like negative, right? Like the inverse. It's like, well, like I'll watch people banging in negative.
oh, you're talking about scrambled, yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't
Yeah.
even scrambled. It was just negative. Like you're looking at a negative, and it was perfectly clear. And I was like, what are they thinking? Kids are still gonna watch this, man.
Man,
It's
where
not-
was that at?
That was on like the adult channels on cable there, but then they started
Yeah.
scrambling where it got all squiggly and stuff.
Yeah,
I
we
think-
got the
I think,
scrambles
yeah,
all
think
from
parents-
the get go.
I think parents called in pretty quick and being like, "What the hell? All it looks like is like aliens having sex on TV, man. It's like kids don't give a shit."
Yeah, the scramble didn't stop me whatsoever.
You're like, I think I can see it.
My imagination worked very, very well back in those days.
I can't remember. Did you still hear it, or was that all kind of scrambled out?
You
too?
can still hear it.
Like, was the audio clear, or was it kind of? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. If I
Listen-
remember correctly, I believe so.
Well, we had the request channels where they showed like old soft porn films, but like and those you couldn't hear anything; they were just scrambled. But the Playboy channel, yeah, they were scrambled, but you could hear the audio.
Okay.
So I think they did that on purpose to try to,
Get people to buy it.
yeah.
Right.
So like, oh, that sounds interesting. I better
You
buy
go
it.
get that credit card out of your mama's purse.
If you want to see, I closed my tablet. If you want to see some of this,
If you want to go
Old-
digital, baby, let's
That's
do
right.
it.
pay premium for that old lady bush.
So what did you guys think when you first read the when they find her at the end and how that all played out?
When I first got to the end of this book, I was in love. I was, like I said, this is the second book of Lisa I read. I ordered it almost directly after reading the first Trade of Sync when I got that. And when I got to the end of this, I was just, it's the reason why he's probably my favorite writer. You know what I mean? Why I love him so much is because, yeah, the ending just, Oh,
because he fucking
dude.
went there.
Yeah, because he went there and it was just done expertly. You know what I mean? I just was just like, damn, that is hard. That is brutal. That is that poor guy. Yeah, dude. And you're just like, oh, yeah, dude. I was blown away. I absolutely loved the ending of this book. It's probably half the reason I love it as much as I do.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what I think, but we're going to come back to Mel's comment after.
Okay.
Yeah, like, not unlike you, I read Sync first, and then I saw the cover for issue 1 of this, and then from that cover, I wanted to read it so bad, just from that one, the cover from issue 1, and like you get to the like all the way through, it's dark, it's bleak. There's never any much. He never gives you much hope in anywhere. Like all throughout, it's bleak. It's bleak from almost start to end without, and like. I was surprised, but I shouldn't have been. Because when you think back at the story, there's never a happy moment. There's never like a little win. You get little wins here and there, like, oh, there's hope, but man, he never really gives you much hope right throughout the whole story. So it's shocking, and I was surprised, but now thinking back on the whole story, I'm like, why?
Right.
It seems fitting, right? This whole fucked up story ends in this fucking crazy fucked up way. Like, and I mean, and like you said, he went there, and like, I love it. I don't find enough writers do go there,
right?
Because life isn't a happy ending.
I loved
rarely.
it. I loved it so much because the only glimmer of hope in the whole book was that moment, and then it immediately reverses and turns into probably the darkest thing he's ever written. So I just thought that was just masterful.
Yeah. And then not just that, the ending doesn't just end there.
Yeah.
Then she meets and that's a great, like,
when she meets Vin
Vin,
yeah.
Then they come face to face and like, all right. Then it ends there. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Then your just imagination just starts to run.
Yep.
Like, what's gonna happen? Because you just saw something fucked up where this girl's willing to go. So you're like, and Vin's fucked. And then this girl's fucked, and now they're meeting each other. Like, are they gonna kill each other? Are they gonna fall in love? Are they like
they're gonna team up as detectives?
Like, I don't know. Like, you don't know. Like, and it just ends there, and it just leaves. Like, right away, my imagination just took off. Like, what's gonna happen now with these two characters as you leave the story, and it stayed with me for a while, and I was like, thought about that. So,
yeah.
Upon your request, we're going back to Mel's comment, and I'm not sure who this fella is.
Yeah, neither am I. That's why I wanted to come back to it. Jim, maybe she could tell us which movies he did. Is he a director, an actor? Is it like softcore? Is it like mainstream erotic? Like heavy R or NC-17 stuff?
Joey is very interested.
Yeah, because I used to rent a lot of like erotic movies when I was a kid.
He directed Chopping Mall and Swamp Thing. Well, there's some boobs in that, but I wouldn't really call that like even softcore. I mean,
yeah.
And you mean probably Swamp Thing Part 2? Because she says Return of Swamp Thing. So yeah, because Wes Craven did the. Yeah, I guess okay. So he's kind of like the horror version of what's his name? The guy that did like Hard Ticket to Hawaii and Day of the Warrior. What was his name?
Yes. Hard Ticket to Hawaii fucking rules.
Oh, dude, yeah. What are you swimming? Oh, I got better things to do with my body temperature. Oh my god. Man with deadly hands has problem putting on aftershave. Oh my god. Hard Ticket to Hawaii's got the greatest dialogue ever.
It's got the greatest everything ever.
When that dude shoots the blow up doll with the rocket launcher.
Bazooka?
Haunting is Haunting of Morella, is that the one with the snake lady at the end? Like, she's got the fangs and it's super sexual.
I know.
Is that the film?
I know the Danzig comics that are drawn by Tim Vigil, but like
I think
going back to him, wow, that's a weird circle that we've made tonight.
Right?
okay.
I didn't know there was a movie for it. I know that there's Danzig comics about Morella, which
Yeah.
I'm not sure was
But
she in
yeah,
the Nicole Eggert. Oh man, okay, so yeah, I guess maybe he did have some, yeah, because wasn't she Angel Cop or
I don't remember.
yeah, she was in a lot of those like you'd see them on Showtime and Cinemax, the one where like they were a cop that goes to high school and like they got to bust a gang, but they also like get naked a
Yeah.
lot and yeah,
Right, right.
she was like the blonde lady that was in all those when we were kids.
Yeah, well, she was on Baywatch too, right?
I don't know. I never really watched that. I just know that it was had David Hasselhoff and that chick that they just made a TV show about on it.
Pamela Anderson.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
those are the two big names. Yeah.
And then they made a movie with The Rock based on it.
Did they?
But yeah, dude, they had a Baywatch movie a couple years ago with that cheesy, overrated sack
Was
of
Zach
meat in
Zach
it.
the one Zach Efron was in it as well, right? That
I
one? Was
suppose.
that it? Hmm.
I guess she was on Baywatch, according to Mel.
Yeah.
Wow.
Figures Fulci would know that.
Yeah, because I'm the only fucking dude ever to fucking spank it to Baywatch.
I never spanked it to Baywatch, man.
You're a
Yeah.
fucking lying goddamn Canadian, is what you are, sir.
No,
No,
I
not
do-
when there was Scooby Doo to watch.
not when they're not when Madonna was putting out Body of Evidence and fucking 9.5 Weeks and all those.
Kim
Good there.
Basinger fan.
Mhm. Yeah,
We all know you were jerking it to Mickey Rourke. It's okay.
he was actually a lot better looking back then. Yeah, Mickey Rourke. Not so good looking anymore, but hey, you know.
So cliche. Man, yep. Should have been Scooby Doo, Matt. That's way more niche.
Yeah, I know. I suck.
He probably
But-
does have a parody, porn parody of Scooby Doo in his closet there.
There's many.
I'd imagine so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't include the dog, but you know, some people
No,
are into that.
it's mainly just different outfits that I choose to wear throughout the house. And yeah.
And going
Ooh.
digital. But okay, before this gets any more off the rails, like anybody got any last words about the book? And Emily was gone.
Yeah, go fucking buy it.
I'd have to echo that sentiment because it's fantastic. I mean, it's right up there with Sync for me. Like, if you had to make me choose Sync and then Emily was gone, it would be hard for me. But I think Sync just edges it out slightly, only because it's a continuing story and it's still going. But that's probably the only reason why, because I love this book just as much as any of the Sync issues. So yeah, man, go pick it up if you're into that body horror type folk and with a little folk twist to it. You'll love it. You'll eat it up. So
Yeah, if you
Go buy
like David Lynch, if you like John Lees, if you like good surreal horror or like are interested in folk horror, this is probably a perfect read. And to tell you the truth, it also ties into another Pink Spots that me and Joey did. I would actually think that this would be a really good thing to read after reading The Hunt by Colin Lorimer. I think they would make a pretty interesting double feature, even though this is a lot more brutal, a little more grotesque. I think that they both fit together rather well in a kind of really neat folk horror way.
definitely agree.
All right. Well, tomorrow we are back with the brand new official episode of Pink Buzz. We will be joined by who, Joey?
Adrian Kaloric, the creator of Trakovi. And Armin uh,
Nassim.
Nassim has a new Kickstarter out, so he'll be on and we'll be plugging his new Kickstarter. That I think is there's about a week left to his Kickstarter, so we'll be touching on that when he comes on. And we'll also be talking about the paper shortage in the comic industry and how that's affecting the publishing and the delays. Also, more than likely, it'll be affecting the prices in the near future. And we'll also be talking about preferred ways of collecting and reading your comics. So we'll be definitely touching on digital again tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I wonder how that's gonna go.
Well, you won't be there, so I think it'll be
Yeah.
pretty civil.
Yeah.
Although, if you're around and available, you jump right
More
on.
than
that.
welcome. Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta
Link
get
is
on
in.
more often.
Link is in the secret chat in the Discord.
Yeah. The not so secret chat.
All right.
Yeah. You're gonna have to get on more than once every 4 months, dude. Seriously.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we miss you, and yeah, it's been neat to see the progression of your beard, like because it was really big last time we had you on with the Crow episode, and like it's just gotten so much huger. Like you're gonna be a mall Santa by the end of the year, buddy. Like that's
the
gonna be
goal.
awesome for you, and it's gonna be awesome because you're gonna have a white beard, but I bet your pubes will still be black, and that'll blow Joey's mind.
Fuck, he'll be able to braid. It's gonna be so long. He'll be able to braid his pubes and his beard together.
Okay. That is the perfect place to end this. Yeah, and I think that's earned this show a like. If you made it this far, go ahead and just give us that thumbs up, pretty please. Until next time, take it easy and be classy as Joe with braided pube beards. Take it easy, y'all.